जनगाथा टाइम्स, सबकी खबर।
Hello everyone. In this video we'll be discussing topic of biochemistry, the lipids. Now first of all I'll give you an introduction about the lipids. Now what is lipids? From where is this name derived? The lipids name, this name has been derived from a Greek word called lipos. And what does it mean? Fats. In layman's language also we call it just fats. Now what are lipids? The biological lipids, they are organic compounds. Now for this you need to know what are organic compounds. Organic compounds are those compounds which contain carbon-hydrogen bonds. So the second thing about the lipids is that they are insoluble in water. You all know these oils, do they mix in water or dissolve in water? No. So lipids are mostly insoluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents. What kind of organic solvents they are soluble in? What are organic solvents? Like ether, benzene, these are organic solvents. So lipids are insoluble in water, but soluble in organic solvents. The next is that they are hydrophobic in nature. Now what does this term say? Hydro means water and phobia means, or phobic means dull, yeah? They're scared. They're scared of water. So lipids are mostly hydrophobic in nature, that is they are scared of water. Now what are these formed of? They are formed of fatty acids and alcohol, so glycerol. Now unlike proteins and carbohydrates, they are not polymers. Now what are polymers? Polymers are those compounds which have same repetitive units, but these lipids, they are not polymers. The next point about lipids is they are the chief storage form of energy in our body. Do you know they provide us 6 times more energy, or 6 folds more energy as compared to same mass of glycogen. Glycogen is formed from what? Glucose. So they are a rich source of energy in our body. The next is they undergo oxidative phosphorylation. Now what is this oxidative phosphorylation? This is a process which occurs in the mitochondria and it is responsible for ATP production. And what is this ATP? It's the metabolic form of energy. Without ATP, your body cannot work. So these ATP, they are formed by the oxidative phosphorylation, which is a process which is occurring in the mitochondria. The next thing about the lipids is they undergo hydrolysis and form glycerol and fatty acids. Now what is this term hydrolysis which I am using? It's a chemical reaction which occurs in the presence of water. So what happens? The lipids, they break down into glycerol and fatty acids. Now lipids, most of the lipids, they have amphipathic nature. That is, they have a hydrophilic part and a hydrophobic part. This amphi means double. The same way we use the word for amphibians. Amphibians are what? Animals which can live on land and water both. So same as amphi means they have a double nature. Amphipathic, they can be hydrophilic, that is water loving, or hydrophobic, that is water hating. They can have both the ends. Now next is what happens so because of this nature, this amphipathic nature, what happens to them in the aqueous environment? They form micelles. Now what are these micelles? The micelles, they are compound which have are compound of the acids. In this they have the hydrophobic part as well as the hydrophilic part. The hydrophilic part, it mixes with water and the hydrophobic part attaches to the fats. So now we will talk about what the definition in one line, what we can how we can define lipids in one line. So what is its definition? Lipids are defined as organic substances which are relatively insoluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents like ether, benzene. And they are useful or they are utilized in the human body to provide energy. So this is a single line definition of lipids which we can talk about. And now next we will be talking about the functions of the lipids. Now what is its first function? It is the storage form of the metabolic fuel. What are the metabolic fuels? Like these fatty acids, cholesterols, triacylglycerols or triglycerides. All of these oxidize to provide an ATP or to provide energy to our body. Second is they are the transport form of this metabolic fuel. Third function is they form the structural component of the many membranes. For example, the plasma membrane, it is formed of a bilipid layer. Then comes its fourth function. The fourth function is the protective function. Now what is the protective function? That is in the bacteria, in vertebrates, bacteria and other organisms, insects also, what do they form? They form an outer covering which protects the internal environment of the body from the external. That is, they form a thick insulating layer. So that is their protective action. Now next function of lipids is their protective action. How do they protect our body? They protect our body, that is the vertebrates, insects, bacteria and other organisms' body. How do they form? They form an outer coating between the body and the external environment. So in this way they have a protective action. That is, they conserve the body heat inside, keep it inside, they act as insulators. The next function is they serve as pigment, for example in carotene. They serve as cofactor, for example vitamin K. They serve as hormones, for example vitamin A and D. These are the fat soluble vitamins, and they form other things also, for example bile salts. So these are all about the functions of the lipids. Now we will talk about the classification of the lipids. Classification means the types of lipids. We classify them into three types: the simple lipids, the compound lipids and the derived lipids. Now what are the simple lipids? First we will talk about the simple lipids. Now simple lipids, their definition is that they are esters of fatty acid and an alcohol. Now what is an ester? Do you know what is an ester? Now ester is an organic compound in which is formed by what? Which is formed by the carboxylic acids. In this, the hydrogen of the carboxylic acid, that is replaced by some other group, either some alkyl group or some other group. It could be an alcoholic group also. So here the ester of acid and alcohol is being formed. Which acid? Fatty acid. And which alcohol? For example, glycerol. So when three fatty acids, they form an ester with one glycerol molecule, that triglyceride or triacylglycerol is formed, which is the simple lipid. So this is about the definition of the simple lipid. That is, they are esters of fatty acid with alcohol, where the hydrogen of the carboxylic group of fatty acid, it is replaced by the alcoholic group. Now we will talk about the compound lipids. Now what are compound lipids? They are as esters of fatty acid with alcohol and another compound. Now that is why, because one additional compound is added to it, that is why the term compound lipids. Now for example are the phospholipids, which is an ester of fatty acid, an alcohol and phosphoric acid. Another example of compound lipids is glycolipids. The same way, fatty acids, alcohol and carbohydrate. Another is lipoproteins. So these are all compound lipids which have an additional compound attached to it, additional group attached to the lipids. Now next come the derived lipids. Now derived, from where are they derived? They are derived from either the compound lipids or the simple lipids. So that is why the term derived lipids. Now how are they derived? By the process of hydrolysis. I have earlier told you what is hydrolysis. That is a chemical reaction in which there is breakdown of the compound due to reaction with the water or in the presence of water. So after hydrolysis of compound lipids and the simple lipids, we get derived lipids. Now for example are the steroids, cholesterol, all lipid soluble vitamins, ketone bodies, all these are derived lipids. Now we'll discuss about these in a bit detail. First are the simple lipids. The simple lipids are the oils, fats and waxes. As I have told you just now only, what are the simple lipids? They are esters of fatty acid and alcohol. Now, what are the fatty acids? Now we are talking about ester of fatty acid and alcohol. So for that you need to know what are fatty acids. As a term acid, so they have a carboxylic group, and other what they have a long hydrocarbon chain. They are long chain hydrocarboxylic acid, that is they have more than 12 carbon atoms. These fatty acids are usually not soluble in water. Now they have a carboxylic group, which is a hydrophilic group, and they have a hydrocarbon part, which is the hydrophobic part. Now when these fatty acids they combine with glycerol, what they form is triglycerides. I have earlier told you also 3 fatty acids, 1 glycerol will form triglycerides or triacyl glycerols. So this is the chemical formula of the triglycerides. That is, chemically what do they form? They have 3 molecules of fatty acids and 1 molecule of glycerol. So this is a bit about the oils and the fats. Now another type of simple lipids are the waxes. Now what are these waxes? They are esters of long chain saturated and unsaturated fatty acids with long chain alcohols. So they are waxes. Now example is beeswax. Another example is lanolin wax, which is obtained from the lamb's wool. Another is the carnauba wax, which is obtained from Brazilian palm tree. And do you know where are these waxes used? They are all used in the cosmetics like lotions, ointments, polishes. So all these use these waxes. They are what? They are simple lipids. Now we'll talk about compound lipids in a bit detail. Now what are compound lipids? They are fatty acids, esters of fatty acids and alcohol and another group. Just now I have told you about it. Now their types are, the first is the phospholipids. Phospholipids are what? Fatty acid plus glycerol plus phosphoric acid. Second is glycolipids, fatty acids plus alcohol plus glucose or carbohydrate part. Third is lipoproteins. As the name suggests, lipo means lipid and protein. So they are the combination of lipid and protein. Now these lipoproteins are of further different types. High density lipoproteins, low density lipoproteins, very low density lipoproteins. We'll discuss about these in detail later. Then next come the sulfolipids and the aminolipids. So these are all types of the compound lipids. That is, they have an additional group. When there was just a fatty acid and alcohol, we called it simple lipid. Now we have fatty acid, alcohol and a group, and we are calling it compound lipid. Then third is the derived lipid. When we break down either a simple lipid or a compound lipid in the presence of water, that is, whenever these two undergo hydrolysis, what we get is a derived lipid. From derived lipid, what will happen when a simple lipid will undergo hydrolysis? What will it form? Fatty acid and glycerol. So both fatty acids and glycerols, what do they become? They become the derived lipids. Another examples are the monoglycerides. When triglycerides, they break down, or 2 fatty acids are given away, only 1 fatty acid and glycerol is left, they become monoglycerides. They are also the derived lipids. Other examples are the diglycerides, the steroids. All these are derived from where? By the breakdown of either a simple lipid or a compound lipid. Now fatty acids. Now what are fatty acids? They are the simplest form of the lipids. That is, they are the derived lipids. From where they have been derived? From either the simple lipids or the compound lipids. Now what are they? They are monocarboxylic. Monocarboxylic means they have only one carboxylic acid group. What is a carboxylic acid group? COOH group is the carboxylic acid group. They are straight, they have unbranched hydrocarbon chain, and they contain even number of carbon atoms, somewhat between 4 carbon atoms to 36 carbon atoms. So this is about the fatty acids. They are also known as the acyl group. So like we triglyceride, we call them triacyl glycerol also, because this fatty acid is also called the acyl. Then what kind of nature they have? I've already told you they have an amphipathic nature. That is, amphi again means they have both hydrophobic as well as hydrophilic properties. They have a carboxylic acid group which is hydrophilic in nature, and they have a straight hydrocarbon chain which is hydrophobic in nature. So they are amphipathic. Now, and another property which we from the first line we are discussing, that is they can form esters. That is, this process is called esterification, or they can be esterified. So fatty acids, they form esters with glycerol to form the triglycerides. Now we'll talk about the fatty acids. There are two types of fatty acids, the saturated fatty acids and the unsaturated fatty acids. The unsaturated fatty acids are further again classified into monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids. That is the PUFAs, P-U-F-A. So first are the saturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids are those fatty acids which have no double bond. That is, they have all single bonds in their carbon chain. They have no double bond. And what is their general formula? Their general formula is CH3, CH2N, COOH. N is the number of the carbon atoms which will form a long chain. They have a long straight chain without any double bond. They have just single bonds. So N gives us the number of the methylene groups which will form it. Their another properties, they have high melting point. They are solid at room temperature. The examples are palmitic acid and lauric acid. Now this slide shows you the structure of the saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid. See, the saturated fatty acid has a straight chain without any double bond, whereas the unsaturated fatty acids, they contain double bond. So this is the difference between the two. Saturated fatty acids that remain most of the time, they remain solid at room temperature. Now we will talk about the unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids are those fatty acids which contain either one or more than one double bond. They are the unsaturated fatty acids. Right now I have told you the saturated fatty acids, they are solid at room temperature, but these unsaturated, they are liquid at room temperature and they have low melting point. Example of this are the oleic acid, linoleic acid, palmitoleic acid. So these are certain unsaturated fatty acids. Now next we will be talking about the types of unsaturated fatty acids. So they are classified according to the number of the double bonds. Whenever there is one double bond present, they are called monounsaturated fatty acid. Now mono means one, unsaturated means one. Unsaturated fatty acid means containing double bond. So monounsaturated fatty acids are those which contain only one double bond. So that bond is between C9 and C10. The other are the polyunsaturated fatty acids. Poly means more than one. So they contain two or more than two double bonds along the length of the hydrocarbon chain. They are also called essential fatty acids. For example is linoleic acid and linolenic acid. So these are polyunsaturated fatty acids. Now we'll here sum up the differences between saturated and unsaturated fats. Now which are the saturated fats? Well, like we call butter or dairy products, meats, these all contain the saturated fats. Whereas the vegetable oils, they contain unsaturated fats. Now you can yourself see that butter, it remains solid at, or ghee or desi ghee, it remains solid at room temperature. Whereas oil, it is always liquid at room temperature. So you keep these two things in your mind while differentiating between these two. Now, but these saturated fatty acids, do you know they increase the level of bad cholesterol in the body? Which is the bad cholesterol? We'll discuss about it in detail later, but in short I'll tell you. The low density lipoproteins, it is called the bad cholesterol. Whereas the high density lipoprotein, it is called the good cholesterol. So those saturated fats, they will increase the level of the bad cholesterol. Whereas the unsaturated fats, they increase the level of good cholesterol. So what are these LDLs, why are they called the bad cholesterol? You know, because they clog the arteries. That is, they form a clot in the arteries. Whereas this HDL, what does it do? It helps in rather eliminating the bad cholesterol from your body. This HDL, it collects the cholesterol from all over the body, brings it to liver for metabolism. That is why it is called the good cholesterol. So this is the difference between saturated and unsaturated fats, or this is a bit of applied fact for which you are being taught this topic. So saturated means the one which is solid at room temperature, and unsaturated which is liquid at room temperature. That's all about these saturated and unsaturated fats. Now we'll talk about the triacylglycerols, which are also called triglycerides. I have told you earlier also, chemically what are they? They are tri means 3. Acyl means fatty acids. Just right now I have told you fatty acids are also called acyl. So tri means 3, acyl means fatty acids. So 3 fatty acids and glycerol. So it is from the name itself we can define triacylglycerol. It's a chemical combination of 3 molecules of fatty acids and glycerol. So that is triacylglycerols. And they contain single type of, the triacylglycerols are further of 2 types, simple and mixed. Simple are those which contain single type of fatty acids, whereas mixed are those which contain more than 2 or more different kinds of the fatty acids. Now this you can see the formula showing the triacylglycerols, how are they being formed. The esters, they are being formed, esters of what? The fatty acids and the glycerol, and 3 molecules of water are removed, and what we get is a triglyceride molecule. So ester, I have already told you, ester is what? See in this picture, H group of carboxylic acid, COOH part. H is being is being attached with the glycerol. H part of the hydrogen of the carboxylic acid, when it reacts with the glycerol, it forms the triacylglycerol or triglycerides. Now they are non-polar, that is they are hydrophobic in nature, that is they hate water, they are not soluble in water, and they are major form of the stored lipids, these triglycerides. They contain fatty acids of various lengths, and these fatty acids can be saturated fatty acids or unsaturated fatty acids, and they can be distinguished as fat and oil on the basis of the physical state at the room temperature. So that is all about the triacylglycerols, that is 3 fatty acids. When they form ester with glycerol, what do they form is triacylglycerol. So this is all for today. Now we will discuss the metabolism of fatty acids in our next slide. Among all the topics discussed today, like the lipids, their introduction, their definition, their classification, the types of the lipids, the fatty acids and the triacylglycerols, if you have any queries, you can leave a question in the comment box. Or you can feel free to contact me. My contact number is being displayed on the screen. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Take care.